بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيد يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah ta'ala, we will be doing a very important unit number 2, that is history and importance of Quran. We have covered an introduction to the Quran, and we have also learned about the revelation of the Quran. Today, we're going to briefly talk about that what is that, or what is the compilation of the Quran, or how the Quran was compiled. Let's look at the compilation of the Holy Quran. Right. Dear listeners and dear students, the Quran was not revealed at once. We discussed it last time. It was done in several stages, and also different verses were revealed at different places, in different situations, in different time period. So that was something different with the other books. Some of the books, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed them all at once. Whereas with the Quran, it was revealed gradually. Then, one thing we need to understand before we move on, that is the amazing memory, the ability to memorize of the Arabs. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave tremendous memory to these people. Now, the question is, why these lot? You see, human being is such a being that it adopts itself to the situation. For example, there is a place where there is no water. The human beings will adopt themselves to store water and collect water. For example, there is a place where there is a lot of water. The human beings will adopt themselves and live in such a way where the abundance of water does not affect them. Those of you who got the chance to see Venus, as an example, right? Those of you who lived in Arabia, that's another example. So what these people, the Arabs, 1400 years ago, they developed such an environment in which they used to memorize things perfectly, very nicely. Why was that? The major reason is majority of the Arabs did not know how to read or write. So they could not read, they could not write it down. So what's the other alternate left? You memorize it. Just to give you an idea how good was their memory, that let's say, for example, they go to a poetry, a place where the poetry is being read, and guess what's going to happen? The normal audience would learn all the prose, all the poetry which is being read, or which was being read at the occasion. So the same people, when they converted to Islam and when the Quran was recited to them, What they did, they learned the Quran by heart. So majority of them learned, preserved the Quran in their memories. So this was a great uh, blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which happened. Then another interesting verse which I would like all of you to learn, in fact, was this. This verse, that of Surah Al-Hijr 15:9. Verily, it is we who have sent down this message, and it is we who shall guard it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that I will protect the Quran. Allah has revealed it, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who will protect it. Now, let's have quick facts about the Quran. Let me increase the size of the screen so it's more better for you to view. Yeah, this looks better. The total time of revelation, it took around 23 years for the Quran to be revealed. How many verses are there in the Quran? 6,666. How many chapters or surahs are there in the Quran? 114. Like started from Surah Al-Fatiha all the way to Surah An-Nas. Surah An-Nas is 114. Surah Al-Fatiha is number 1. So the plural of surah is suwar. Now, the next is, let's see what we have. Now, how the Quran was revealed. I'm now summarizing, and then inshallah ta'ala we'll have another session in which I will elaborate further how these steps took place. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed or gave the message, the divine message of the Quran to Jibreel alayhi salam. You know, Jibreel alayhi salam we talked about yesterday, the archangel, the Rasul of the angels. Jibreel alayhi salam then gave the message to Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Then what happened? After Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Jibreel gave. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam received the message from Jibreel alayhi salam. And now see what happens, and where do the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam pass on the message to? To his companions, ridwanullahum ajma'een. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, number one, gave it to Jibreel alayhi salam. Jibreel alayhi salam gave it to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam gave it to his companions. Next thing. This is the last slide of the day, inshallah ta'ala, and will be the first stage is that the different steps in the compilation of the Quran, right? Or the present. Number one was in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Number two, in the time of Abu Bakr and Umar radiallahu. Number three, in the time of Sayyidina Uthman bin Affan radiallahu ta'ala. So these are the different steps, the three steps in which it was compiled. The first one in the time of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Second, in the time of Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu and Umar radiallahu anhu. Number three, in the time of Sayyidina Uthman bin Affan radiallahu ta'ala anhu. So dear listeners, dear students, this was a brief introduction to compilation of the Holy Quran. Inshallah ta'ala, in the next lesson, in the next sitting, I will be explaining these three stages in detail. These three stages of the compilation of the Quran in detail. Dear listeners, you take care of yourself, dear viewers, and dear students. Stay safe, and inshallah ta'ala, will be there with more topics, more lessons. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.